What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. It's a weekend, obviously, out here. We ready to go kill it. Yeah, we have a lot of fun out here. We have a lot of fun. Thank you very much for stopping by. You very much appreciated. Yes, it's a beautiful day. I see you from all over the place. Thank you very, very much. We the same people. We brothers, okay? This is your first time here. Please feel free to join us. Subscribe. And again, I'm your brother, you're my brother, let's be together, okay? Let's do this so we can push our video further, so most of our people can see it. Alright, so today we're going to talk about something very interesting, a bit different. We're going to talk about Ukraine and Russia. So before we get to that, Elon Musk, for those of you who don't know, Elon Musk cut off internet from Ukraine. Elon Musk cut off Ukrainian Starlink access during drone attack, according to his biographer. We got noise about this, that Elon Musk cut internet off in Ukraine. Alright, for context, when the war started in Russia, many of Ukrainian infrastructure were destroyed because of communication and some other stuff. Now, Elon Musk provided his service via SpaceX, okay, Starlink, to provide internet access to Ukrainians via satellite. This was to provide Ukrainians with internet access during the war. So now they say Elon Musk, CEO of SpaceX, cut off internet from Ukraine military access to his Starlink internet system to dwarf a submarine drone attack against Russia because he believed it would start a nuclear war. So basically, as he provided internet to Ukraine, Ukraine used internet to go and attack Russia. They were planning a submarine drone attack against the Russian naval fleet. And Elon Musk thought about it. He said, you know what? If I allow this to happen, if these people destroy the Russian naval fleet, this could be the beginning of a new world war. So Musk reportedly turned off access to SpaceX Starlink service, which Ukrainian forces have relied heavily on for communication, while the Ukrainian military was attempting a submarine drone attack on Russian naval fleet in the Black Sea, according to the book. He reportedly did so out of fear. It would be a minor Pearl Harbor that inspired Russian retaliation. So you know Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor, according to history, is during World War II when the Japanese attacked the United States. They bombed Pearl Harbor. After bombing Pearl Harbor, that gave America the right to say we're now going to World War against the Germans and the Japanese. And that was one of the reasons why Americans went to Japan to throw the atomic bomb. After Russia initially invaded Ukraine in February 2022, SpaceX, which is receiving US defense funding for the service, sends terminals for the Starlink system, which uses a global network of over 4,000 satellites to provide users internet access. The Ukrainian military has relied heavily on this system for communication between frontline troops and commanders, further away from the fighting, while Russian forces target the country's communication infrastructure. So this is very clear. Russia was targeting Ukrainian infrastructure, destroyed the internet, and Elon Musk, via SpaceX and Starlink, which is his company for internet, he used 4,000 satellites to provide internet access to Ukrainians. Now, he says he provided internet for Ukrainians to watch Netflix and chill, not to go to war against Russia. And when the Ukrainians obviously were trying to set up an attack against the Russian naval fleet, Elon Musk, from wherever he was, he knew exactly because the communication was going through his platform. He could hear them talk. He could grab all the communication. So he made the choice to cut internet off at that specific time when the Ukrainians were ready to bomb Russian fleet. And he says that the reason why he did that is because he wanted to prevent a third world war, because Russia would have replied with a massive strike of atomic bomb or something like that. So this is very interesting. Who am I in this war? Musk asked. Starlink was not meant to be involved in wars. It was so people can watch Netflix and chill and get online for school and do peaceful things, not drone strikes. Obviously, many people were not happy about this. This is confirming the information we had a while back. We've already spoken about this in the past. We know that the West was not happy with Musk cutting internet off from the Ukrainians, who were ready to go and bombard Russia in an emphatic manner. He made a judgment saying, I gave you internet for use at home, not for war. Therefore, in any case, you're not paying me any money, because at the time, he was providing internet for free to Ukrainians. Elon Musk came forward and said, you know what? I think it's about time that Russians and Ukrainians sit down and have a discussion, because it seems like we all don't want war, right? So since we don't want war, how about Russians and Ukrainians sit down and have a chat so we can end the war? Many people attacked Musk at the time. Many tweets went through saying Elon Musk, he doesn't know what he's doing. Elon Musk is supporting the Russians. But Elon Musk initially said, let's stop the war. How about we sit down and have a discussion? It is great that they're fighting and all that stuff, but to what cost are you going to take this fight going? To what level? Until people bomb each other with nuclear weapons? Is that how strong you want to go? I understand you want to be strong with Russia, but you want to be strong with Russia to a level of having a nuclear war? I don't think that is worth it. Not for me. That's what he said. People were very angry at him for saying that. We know that the US is sending depleted uranium shell to Ukraine. And that's not very good news. Russia blasts inhumanity of the US, sending depleted uranium shells to Ukraine. Provision of the controversial depleted uranium ammunition for US tanks is part of the new $1 billion assistance package to Kiev. Obviously, US apparently always have money to send to Kiev. $1 billion. That's a lot of money. I understand. Ukrainian deserves peace. So do Americans who live in the street. Many Americans are homeless. Okay, that $1 billion could do a lot of things for homeless people in New York. They don't matter, it seems. So they decided to send depleted uranium, and this is not good. Depleted uranium is used for shells that destroy armored vehicles, vehicles that cannot be pierced by normal bullet. So they use depleted uranium to cover those bullets, to just blast those things. But unfortunately, depleted uranium have consequences on the people. They have radiation, just like nuclear weapons. It's like a nuclear weapon, but in a very small, reduced level. So they do tremendous damage. They also leave chemicals flying around, and this causing disease and many other things. The Russians say the administration decision to supply weapons with depleted uranium is an indicator of inhumanity. They say US is unhuman. They have no humanity. Russia's embassy in Washington said on Telegram, clearly, with this idea of inflicting strategic defeat, Washington is prepared to fight not only to the last Ukrainian, but also to do away with the entire generation, the embassy said. Washington is willing to fight not only to the last Ukrainian, but also to do away with the entire generation. So Washington is willing to sacrifice the entire Ukrainian generation by sending depleted uranium shell to the Ukrainians to use in the Abraham tanks. Abraham tanks are American tanks. They say the US is deliberately transferring weapons with indiscriminate effect. It is fully aware of the consequences. Explosion of such munition result in formation of moving radioactive clouds. Small particles of uranium settle in the respiratory tract, lungs, esophagus, and accumulate in the kidney, the liver, cause cancer, and lead to inhibition of the whole organism function. So the cloud is very dangerous. It creates cancerous situation, cancerous environment. And they've seen it in the past with many people. So they're very unhappy to see the US indiscriminately sending these weapons to Ukraine. They said the supply of depleted uranium weapons to Ukraine by the US is a criminal act, the Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryablovak said. Now, the US, to defend himself, they say they have studied the impact of depleted uranium on US troops in the Gulf War. And to date, has said that it is not found higher risk of cancer or any other illness in those service members who were exposed. They have not found any illness in those service members. So they're just willing to send these depleted uranium weapons to Ukraine. Doesn't matter what's going to happen. Unfortunately, that's very sad. It's also destroying Ukraine because at the end of the day, radioactive particles will create cancer and all that stuff. It's very sad. I mean, at the end of the day, we all want peace, okay? Russia and Ukraine have affected the entire world when it comes to food supply and many other things. We just want to see these people be happy. We are tired of being part of either this side or that side. You know, this is affecting Africa because we know that grains and some of the fertilizers came from Ukraine and Russia. And right now they're not coming to Africa. Even though I believe Africans should be independent. They shouldn't need anything from anybody. And it's very sad. So again, fellas, Elon Musk did cut internet in a very crucial moment where he firmly believed could have declenched or triggered World War III. While the Ukrainians were getting ready to go bomb the Russian naval fleet, Elon Musk decided by himself to cut off internet that he supplied to the Ukrainians. He said he felt he did that for a good cause, preventing the world from going down under. How do you feel about this? Do you think Elon Musk did the right thing at that specific time? Do you feel like Russia has to be defeated for them to prove a point? Do you think it's necessary? Do you think there's any other way to resolve this issue without necessarily sending uranium depleted weapons that will cause further and further damage to the poor humans and most of the time innocent? It's always a great pleasure to read from you. Drop your comments. God bless.